Inslaget presenteras av Craft, officiell souvenirleverantör till HV71.
HVTV presenteras av Invid, Intersport och Nybergs bil.
Chris Abbott, General Manager in HV71. We do a reconciliation after played 15 games for the men's team and 14 games for the women's team so far. If we start with the women's team, what do you say about the season so far?
Yeah, I think the ladies have done a great job of coming together as a team, dealing with some adversity early on with some injuries, but I can say overall not satisfied with where we're at as a team in the league. Yet at the same time, we've had some really good games, some really good hockey has been played, and I think there's a lot of positives to take away from the first 14 games of the year.
What have been positive and what could be better?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, the camaraderie within the team. I know that the coaching staff and Peter and even the Roger and the equipment staff, they've all felt that they've had a great camaraderie in the group, and they've really come together as a team in the way that they come to work every day, and that's been fun to hear and see, and I know it translates on the ice as well. So.
And the women's team are on the 9th place of 10 spots in the series. What have we do to get a lift in the series? Yeah, and just to continue, I guess, on the last question, as far as the positives, there's been a number of girls that have come in and really adjusted well to this organization and the game, but also the league. I feel that we've had big contributions from some of our younger players as well. At the same time, you point to our goals that we've scored. That hasn't been an issue. I think they're 5th or 6th in the league. We are in goals scored. We got to do a better job of keeping the puck out of our net, and that's something. And speaking with Thomas, that they really want to focus on moving forward, is really tightening up defensively and making sure that we're not giving up easy chances in front of the nets. So that those are things to work on, but also many positives. It comes down to small margins in both the women's league and men's league. We have to find ways to be on the right side of those, and that's going to come through hard work and to embrace the improvement in our habits every day. And I know from what I've seen so far, the girls are prepared to continue to build those habits, and it's going to come in time. Mm-hmm. You added a new player a couple of weeks ago, Julia Neres. The impact she has on this team, what do you say about it? Yeah, Julia's come in and done a great job. She's had a big impact on the team and has helped solidify our lineup and bring it to an even higher level. So nice to have her come in as she did and really mesh well with everybody. And the team is, like every season, it's a brand new team with a lot of new players, a new coach, and many of our key players from last year went to the States. How has that affected the team, you think, Chris? Yeah, well, from what I understand, and myself coming in, it's been a new team and kind of a new feel, coaching staff, and a lot of things changing around the organization for the better. And I think the girls have done an awesome job of embracing the challenge that we have in front of us, and that's to raise the level this season and continue to of what the expectations are in this organization, of themselves, of the way that they come to the rink every day and go about their business as professional hockey players. So I've thought so far the girls have done a really good job of embracing the expectations that they've put on themselves and each other, and that we as an organization have asked as well. If we look at the men's team, also in the second last spot in the series after 15 games, your thoughts, Chris, about the start for the men's team? Well, much the same. We're not satisfied by any means. I think there's every guy in our dressing room, very aware of the expectations that we have in this organization, and our fans have to win hockey games. And we also need to be honest with ourselves, and although there's been a lot of good, I think our fans can see as well that there's been some great periods of hockey being played, both in games and also over stretches. But in total, we haven't strung it enough together to win games that we need to win. And same time, the margins are small, but we've got to find ways to stack up, edges on top of each other so that we can come out on the right side. And it comes down to making sure we're doing all the little things and correctly and doing them the right way, and the details within our game need to be done, with even more attention to them, and that's going to help turn things.
Yeah, you're into it. What can we do to get the margins on our side?
Yeah, well, it starts and ends with putting the work in and playing honest, authentic hockey that is competitive, and where we are demanding of each other to win, those situations or get pucks out or lift sticks in front of the net. It really comes down to every small situation and not accepting to be beaten in those situations. But, that's kind of even though it's specific, a bit of a vague statement there. And I know that can be frustrating at times, but that's actually how you win in this league, and that's to make sure your structure is solid, that your effort is sincere in every moment, and you find ways to execute when you get the chance. And we got to do more of that. I challenge our coaching staff to find ways to improve for myself and the way we're evaluating players and supporting them, and definitely for the guys to find it within themselves to appreciate that this isn't easy. It's not meant to be. It's not going to feel good if it was easy. It's going to take a lot of hard work and guts and courage, and we need to embrace that mentality that we've seen through periods of our young season here, but not enough throughout the first 15 games.
Yeah, tell us, Chris, how do you work with that? It's a tough spot for the guys and for the coaches to be second last. You as a general manager, what do you do to work with the players and work with the coaches?
Yeah, I mean, for me, and I'm going to try and be more involved here moving forward, to have some meetings with our players, our leadership group, to work with the coaching staff and show them the support that I think they need. Anton and Stille and Johan, Joel, and Chris, they've done an awesome job, I think, of making sure our structure's in place. The challenge is to change what has been a bit of an identity here of not doing things at the level that we need to be doing them at. And I think, to be honest with that, it has to come from within. It has to come from within our group, within our coaching staff, to not point fingers, to look in the mirror, but to understand what's been done here so far is not going to get the job done, and so we need to do more. And I'm going to be putting the question to our players and to our staff if this is enough, and I don't think any of them feel that it is. And yet at the same time, we got to be really positive about what the possibilities are, and the possibility is for us to win a lot more hockey games and find ourselves in a position that we want to be in at the end of the year. And it really comes down to putting that work in. I've seen it many years as a player and in an organization in the past that was in a similar spot, and it starts and ends with buy-in and hard work.
One thing that has been better is the power play. It started quite bad, and now we're second in the league in power play. You, as a former player, Chris, what do you say about the power play situation and where we are now in that form?
A positive, definitely. I really feel like that is a small, part of the game, but that can be a very impactful part of the game when you have those high margin minutes, especially on the man advantage and on the penalty kill, where, if you can win that battle, special teams battle, if you will, and, allow yourself to be in situations where you can benefit from scoring, for instance, on a PP late in the game to help take points in the game. you know, executing in those moments is huge, and we've done a better job of that the last 5-6 games, definitely, and it's allowed us. You know, before last game, we took points in 5 of 6 games. I think that's a big positive to hold on to, but you know, at the same time, we need that to be combined with, you know, effective 5-on-5 play and a strong penalty kill. So it's just really bringing it all together, and I can say we've benefited pretty strongly from some excellent goaltending. You know, they've been relied upon to make a disproportionately large amount of big saves, tough saves, and both Frederick and Allenfeld have done an awesome job of rising to the occasion when we've asked them to. But you know, overall, we're going to ask, you know, even more from them, and we need to be at our best to give ourselves a chance to win the next game, the game after that.
You added some players during the past weeks here, Chris. Sean Day, we've seen him on the ice for a couple of games. Jonathan Ang, we haven't seen him yet, and Joel Aledja, that were announced yesterday. We know what he's kind of player. What can we expect from Jonathan and Joey?
Yeah, well, I think everybody knows Joey. If I talk about the most recent addition, Joey's a player that, you know, loves Jönköping and Hove, and I've been in touch with. I've known for some years now, since his arrival in Sweden, and he's been very eager to help, you know, this organization, this team, get back to winning games, and that's why he's on a plane later this afternoon. Joey brings a offensive ability and vision, execution on the power play, but also 5-on-5. He's done it with a number of teams in different situations in our league in the past, including here. And I know he's really excited to get back and play in front of all our fans. Jonathan is a exciting, you know, young guy coming from a league in Switzerland that plays on the same size ice surface. He's had success there offensively. He has a very quick, strong stride about him, skating-wise, and likes to find ways to put pucks in the net. It seems like he's a terrific young man from what I've seen so far and meeting him, and I know the coaching staff feel the same way. So looking forward to what he brings.
And after the national break, can we expect them to play it?
That's my hope and expectation. You know, it's kind of out of my hands right now, but I'll stay on Migrationsverket to see if we can get his decision done.
Perfect, Chris. When we released the Joe Laledja press release yesterday, you were saying Oliver Kaski and Mikael Seppele injured right now and not playing. Can you say what's the status of those guys?
Yeah, well, I can say what we do know, and that's that, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty with both Oliver and Mikael. You know, I think Oliver's situation, we had hoped it was going to, you know, we were going to see improvement, or he was going to see improvement in his rehabilitation, and it hasn't come to be as we'd hoped. So not sure exactly what that means long term, if it's going to mean his availability, you know, in coming weeks or after the new year or even this season. A lot of uncertainty there. So and with Mikael, you know, we've known since last year and the injuries that he's dealt with, that it was going to be very difficult to return, and it was still very hopeful, and we continue to have that hope. He's done an awesome job of trying to get himself to a point where he can, you know, be in the lineup and play every game. And you know, we're at the moment hopeful that he could get back to that ability to play, but right now it doesn't seem to be the case. So unsure there as well.
Positive news is Oskar Fiskemölgaard is on ice now, yeah. And hopefully playing in a couple of weeks. Yeah,
that's the hope. We've been waiting for Oskar to get back. A terrific young guy that you know, I can see taking a big step in his career as he, you know, hopefully prepares to move over to North America in the next couple of years. We'd love to see him continue here, but knowing that, you know, he is a player that has big potential, and excited for him to be back on the ice playing with us. Tough to see his injury the first game of the year, but yeah, I'm positive to see that he's going to be returning here.
Chris, your work right now, you have added some players like we talked to. What are your focus in your job right now?
Yeah, right now supporting the coaching staff, trying to make sure that we are conducting ourselves the way that we will be able to look back and say that's exactly how we want to have operated in this situation. And for me, that means being decisive and supportive of our changes that we're making in our style of play, for instance, on the players that are in our lineup. And same time being very clear, like, hey guys, we gotta get going here. And I hope that everybody understands the urgency that's needed, because we got to find ourselves in a better spot. 10 games from now, 20 games from now, we want to make sure we're not facing a situation where we're playing in the relegation. And I think that at this point, that's a very real possibility to be higher in the standings later on, and that's our aim. So at the same time, I'm working on the build for next year with our group. There's a lot of decisions to be made, and scouting players as much as possible to make sure that we're well prepared for 25-26.
Yeah, in your opinion, what will be the key for the next 15 games for HV71?
We got to do a better job of keeping pucks out of our own zone. We're playing defense way too often in our own zone and out of our own net. But I like to try and be pretty even keeled on how we evaluate our games. And when I look at our games in total and also on the analytics side, we're having to play too much defense. And the flip side of that, we have to do a better job of establishing possession and holding on to it in the offensive zone, creating zone time and creating scoring opportunities, because every time you're down there, you're not back in your own end having to play D. So, and then, making sure we're not causing our own problems. I think we've, given up way too many opportunities that were easily offered up. It wasn't necessarily because the other team did something exceptional often, and I know our coaching staff would agree, looking at the first third of the season or so, that we've given up way too many opportunities from mistakes that we provide the other team without a lot of reason.
Last but not least, Chris, we have almost every game sold out here, and the support for the team and for the club has been amazing. What do you say about that?
Incredible. I mean, that's I think the strength of this organization. We've got fans that are so extremely supportive and also want to see this club be successful and have that expectation. And it's a privilege for our players to play in front of this group of fans, and for all of us to have a part in this organization. So I hope that we can find ways moving forward to reward them with points, both on the road and at home here.